How do you think you did?
I think it was great. One thing I realized is this is a very short amount of time for people to hear things. We don't get a lot of time to discuss everything, but it was great to be here and to discuss the issues we did.
Do you think you were able to push not only yourself as a viable third-party candidate, but your party platform out there a little bit more?
I think absolutely. I think, when we look at this country, we've got a red store and a blue store, and there's actually 47% of people are in between. It's the biggest group, but yet there's no one out representing them. And so I think for people to see, hey, there's something that's viable, even for the Republicans and Democrats, that's can listen to both sides, I think that's something we really, really need.
If you're elected, who would you caucus with?
Who would I caucus with? First of all, I mentioned the Problem Solvers Caucus, 24 Republicans, 24 Democrats. Zach Wamp, who runs the Reformers Caucus, 201 members of Congress said, don't let them tell you got to caucus with somebody.
That's not the caucus I'm asking about. Which caucus would you
He said, don't
with?
let them tell you that you have to caucus with one side or the other. I will absolutely entertain offers, but we'll look at that. Now, when you look at it, if we end up with a Congress that's 217 members, 217 Democrats and 217 Republicans, Utah's got a lot of power in that situation.
What's the one issue you think that you wanted to push before voters? Central issue.
One central issue, government reform. We got to take care. Those same 201 former members of Congress are saying that there's two things that are really causing a problem. One is ethics in Washington, and the other is transparency in Washington. So government reform, where we get into term limits, campaign finance. One of the other proposals they have is let's have a reform where we have 72 hours to actually read the bill and not go by what we're being told as Republicans or Democrats voting on these bills.
What is the math that leads you to victory? What is the calculation? What will it take?
To victory, if we simply get affiliated voters out to vote, just the ones that voted in the 2016 election, that's a great path to victory.
Unaffiliated voters?
Unaffiliated voters. There was as many unaffiliated voters that voted in 2016. There was more than Rob Bishop received in the midterm elections.
What are you doing to reach those voters?
We have mailers going out. Ballots went out a lot earlier than we expected. We were told that they were going out October 16th. They went out. They hit here October 4th. Our mailers hit today. We've had online media. Hopefully some of them are watching the debate tonight. That'd be great as well.
You got a lot of criticism for being self-funded. Do you think that is a negative?
Well, first of all, I think there was at least one, maybe two of those terms that we outraised Rob Bishop in the state of Utah, if you just look at Utah. So let's watch that. But if we're going to reform Washington, maybe it takes someone to come out with no money from the outside PACs. I've taken no money from PACs. I've taken no money from corporations. And you can believe there's special interests that want to see Rob Bishop removed from office. Absolutely. And I have not sought those, and I've told people, no, that's not what I'm taking. I'm taking personal funds.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Any other? Can I just hit just a couple of quick things?
Sure.
I think it was Rob Bishop wants you to believe that everything is fine in Washington. I think we know that that's not the case. We see that every day. We watch what happened with the Kavanaugh hearings. We see what happens at the administrative level. Just one other quick thing. Rob Bishop is touting this national parks bill. He's touting it. The reason we have a shortage of $16 billion is because he's been in there for 16 years. He's been chair for 3.5 years. And 6 weeks before the election, he goes and he puts forth this bill. Just because something's polling well doesn't mean all of a sudden to change your stance and start passing. He's got a D from the outdoor industry, and he's got 2 out of 100 from the League of Conservation Voters. This is a last-minute play.
Thank you, Mr. Eliason.
Okay, thanks.